Okay, we welcome all of you from around the world. This is Nigeria Super Fans Forum. My name is Ashali Femi. Of course, we're here once again to discuss the best of African football. And of course, the Ghana Premier League ended on Sunday with Medeama winning their first ever domestic title. Very, very impressive one. Then and Adriana starts eventually they pick a Champions League ticket. That is also very, very delightsome for a team that stood on the Ghana Premier League table for a long time but failed to win the title. In Nigeria, of course, also the Super Six, the NPFL Championship playoff ended on Sunday with Enyimba winning their record ninth title. We'll be talking about that. And of course, the preparation of the Super Eagles of Ghana and the Super Eagles of Nigeria, I beg your pardon, and the Black Stars of Ghana for their respective 2023 AFCON qualifiers on Sunday, this coming Sunday. Once again, we welcome you to the show. We thank you for your support. We do not take it for granted wherever you've been watching us around the world. Kyle Dogundari and James are here. And of course, like they always do, they'll be breaking things down nicely. Guys, you're welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you, Femi. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much, Femi. Happy to be on today's edition.
Okay, Kyle, let's get started. The NPFL Championship playoff, of course, Enyimba, of course, they once again showed that maybe they know how to play this league better than anyone else. The last time they won the title was in 2019, and here they are again winning their record ninth title. But what has got a lot of people worried or not really happy is the fact that of the 100 million naira grand prize, the remaining 5 teams went home with nothing. They've played 5 games in 8 days, very gruesome, and nothing for any of these other teams to take home. Kyle, what do you think? I think in the Premier League, after the season that just been concluded, I saw the breakdown of how the money was shared, even to Southampton, who finished the bottom of the table. But here, Enyimba was the one who took all the money. What do you think about that?
I don't see why anybody should make a noise about that, Femi. I mean, rules are rules. We all agreed before the competition started that it's the winner take all. So it doesn't matter whether it was Enyimba or Remo Stars or Rivers United or whoever won it. The rules are that the winner takes all. Probably that was meant to spark the competition a bit so that people would like take it a little bit more serious. But you guys should have said all of this before the competition started. That, oh, no, it's not fair. Everybody should have a share of the prize money. Nobody said anything. So I honestly, I do not see any reason why anybody should make this comparison. I remember before the season started, there was a pre-season tournament that 3SC won in Lagos, or that they won. I think it was a four-team tournament. It was also 100 million. And before the competition started, the participating teams agreed that let us split this money in a just and equitable way. Let the winner take X amount, the first runner up, the second runner up take this. So that was what everybody agreed on, and it was accordingly. But now, in this situation now, everybody agreed that this was going to take, the winner was going to take everything. So honestly, I do not see it. What I see in this playoff, Femi, which a lot of people may not take into consideration, is now Enyimba have won the league. How will they stack? You saw the CAF Champions League, Femi. How will Enyimba stack up against that? How will they stack up against Ali? How will they stack up against Zamalek?
You took that out of my mouth, because John Noble said they will be winning the CAF Champions League next season. I think we will also be getting to that.
Noble, he can say whatever he wants to say. It doesn't change anything for me. I'm not sorry to say it, but we are far behind these top teams in Africa, and it's a crime shame. It's a crime shame that as much as we pretend to call ourselves the giant of Africa, we do not have the club football to match our pedigree. We don't, and it's so sad. For example, in Algeria now, their league is so structured that they have a under-21 league that they play. So it's easy for teams to get players come through the ranks In Algeria, you can check it out for me. They have an under-21 league that they play. Don't do all of those here, yet we expect miracles. I'm not blaming the players. It is the structure, it is the system that is failing everybody. And it's so sad.
Okay. All right. James, let's talk about how it ended. Of course, we saw Ayimba, we saw Rivers United and Remo Stars finishing on 9 points, but Ayimba were able to clinch the title on superior goal difference of just 4-1 above Rivers United. But let's talk about how disappointing it was for you for the fact that Rivers United missed out of the CAF Champions League. I think it was shocking for me. I didn't expect that Remo Stars, the highest I expected of them, maybe a CAF Confederations Cup ticket, but they picked Rivers to a Champions League spot.
Well, I think even the Remo would have won the league if they have scored more goals, because just like what you said, they tied on the 3 teams tied on 9 points.
9 points, yeah.
Remo could not score more than a goal against Bender Insurance, so I think that was the reason why they finished second. But I think for me, it's a progress for Remo Stars. I mean, when you compare Remo Stars with the likes of Rivers United, Ayimba, even against the likes of Bender Insurance and the other teams who took part, I mean, you have to give kudos to the team that for them to have come this far and almost emerged champions of the league. So kudos to them, kudos to the owners. It goes to show that that this is a team in progress. So something is really positively going on in Remo Stars. I've been to their the clubhouse before, and I'm telling you, Femi, this is the number one private-owned club that we have right now in Nigeria, and I hope the other club side will take a cue from this. You know, so it goes to show that something is really happening in that club. I hope that it continue like this. Not that later we'll start hearing different stories. You know, so congratulations to them. They are going to the continent. I mean, this is a big one. I'm not expecting much from them. For me, I think they should just go there and feel the continent. I remember in 2001 when Ayimba qualified for the Champions League in their first outing. I mean, they got knocked out in the preliminary stage before they now excluded in the next 2 seasons. So for me, Remo have done really well. They were so close to winning the league, but I think this is a big progress for them. And like I said, I hope that the owners will invest and continue like this, because this is a club that every other club side should put a leaf from, but they are doing something really positive in that team.
James, you saw a number of games. I was privileged to see one, then follow the rest on TV. But if you ask me, I think the team that played most beautiful football is Remo Stars, if you ask me, particularly Olamilekan Adams. I think he should be the MVP of this tournament. I wouldn't know, but just to ask, which team would you say played the most beautiful football in this Super Six? But for me, I think I would say it's Remo Stars. Their progressive football, it showed that it shows the investment that Kunle Shoname has made in this team over time. I even heard that Daniel, the coach, went on like a year course in Portugal, in the club he owned in Portugal. So you can see the investment. But if you ask me, I would say Remo played the most beautiful football. What do you think?
No, I would say they were one of the teams. I don't think they are the only team who played. There are other teams who did well too. Even Bender Insurance.
Because if you saw that game, the 2-2 against Rivers United.
Yeah, I think that was
my mind.
Game.
I think it should be the best game in this.
Yes, but I think other teams too they did well, you know. But I wouldn't just give it to Remo Stars. They did well.
All those teams playing balloon football, playing ball in the air almost every now and then, right?
No, it's not like that. Fine, you know, at some point we said the quality of football was not. Maybe later in the competition we started seeing an improvement, you know. So, like I said, Remo, they were one of the teams who did well, but I won't say you are the team that do the most beautiful style of football. Other teams they tried, and I just hope that when next we hold this kind of tournament, we'll continue to see improvement in the league, because the turnout was, at least it was okay. It was not the best, but it was okay. There was all the excitement, and a lot of people followed it. So just pray that the organizing body, the IMC, the NMP, those in charge will continue to give us interesting things like this and improve. If they want to continue with this format, always come up with ideas so that they're able to improve the standard of the Super League.
Okay, maybe on Thursday we'll talk about if we should also run an abridged version of the season the next time, because, and I really want to hear Kaude's opinion about that. Kaude, let's talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We have a game against the Sierra Leone in Monrovia in a couple of days, and only 7 players have arrived camp. Well, I wouldn't know the league in Europe has ended for almost 2 weeks now, and almost this morning I saw a picture of Joe Aribo chilling somewhere in Miami. Kaude, I think one, the list even came out very, very late. 2, the campaign didn't start as much as it should have, because the Black Stars, they've been in camp for more than a week now. Kaude, what would you say to this?
To be fair to the players, they've had a very, very grueling season. They need to let their hair down, but as professionals, they should know that this was a game they could have taken in before going on break. If I were the players, I would have done that. If the system was okay,
they already knew the roster that this was going to come
before going on break, because I saw the England camp, the players were already in camp. So I expected them to be professional. But hey, this is Nigeria. If things like this don't happen, then we are no longer Nigeria. So that's why I'm not surprised. As for Joe Aribo, we do not know the currency of the picture. We don't know how or when the picture was snapped. It could possibly be an older picture, not necessarily the one that was snapped yesterday. But if that was, then I think discipline is going down in the Super Eagles, because I remember in the good old days, in the days of Genotro, I know, for example, that you dare not come to camp late without a good reason known to the coach and the backroom staff. So if that is the issue, it just shows how lax things are now. If that is run, Femi, these are part of the things that we talk about. How would you have 7 players in camp by now when you have that kind of a game? These players are professionals. They should know better than we do the importance of these games, because it helps their career more than it does to us. It helps their career more than it does. Not to the last World Cup, they all know what it did to them. So I expected more from them, but then it boils down to the leadership, to the direction. How do you direct these people? What personal examples do you set as an administration? I don't like sounding like a broken record, coming here every time to talk about the NFF not doing this, not living up to their responsibility. But Femi, the truth is, they are not living up to those responsibilities. It's so mind-numbing that players who strolled into camp. Of course, you could say, oh, today is just Monday. Yeah, today is just Monday. But then, if you are not in camp by today, when do you want to necessarily bond together? You are not Brazil for crying out loud. You are not Germany, you are not Argentina. You should be in camp. You should show remorse. You should show that you missed not being at the World Cup, and now you want to make sure that you qualify for the AFCON and the next World Cup. How do you show it? Show a behavioral change your attitude. But those will not happen if they do not have a driver, the NFF, showing direction, leading them on. It's
okay. Okay, so players in camp, we have William Trosekong Iwobi, who started all the 38 games for Everton. They just concluded season. He's already in camp. We have Ademola Lookman, we have Kevin Bassey, we have Ekemi Akpoguma, and some players who didn't even play up to even 20 games for their clubs are not in camp. And the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be traveling, not even a home game, they'll be traveling to Monrovia Saturday, the latest, because the game is on Sunday, and just 7 players in camp. I wonder what Jose Pesero will be thinking, but also I think he has himself and the NFF to play for at first even releasing the list so late. Let's take a trip to Ghana now, and unfortunately, Kayode's second home team, I should say, because Tamale City, they've been relegated from the Ghana Premier League. Even God save RTU, God save them. I think due to Kayode's prayer and fasting. But let's talk about Heart of Hope. And of course, Great Olympics. They almost got relegated on the final day. And the Heart of Hope in particular would have been relegated if King Faisal had won their game. So, Kayode, let's talk about how the mighty has fallen, like we usually say. Heart of Hope relegated from the Ghana Premier League. If that had happened, it would have been the saddest day in Ghana football, Kayode.
I think the world is coming to an end. If Heart of Oak, the great Heart of Oaks, if they are struggling to escape relegation and a certain unknown team is running away with the league title, Femi, I'm not sure there has been a worse season for Hearts than this. And I feel for their supporters, because Femi, you may not know this, but they have one of the most colorful supporters you will see in African football.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
You need to see Hearts of Oak on a match day. You see their supporters all around the streets of Accra. So imagine a stationary stores going down into the relegation waters, not being a part of the elite teams again. So we thank God that they have a chance to correct whatever mistake they made.
We are thanking God now.
And we thank God that people like you are not able to mock RTU, because I know you were waiting for RTU to also go on relegation. That's football for you anyway. That's football. That's why I said, see, records, pedigree, everything, they are all good though, but it is the team that turns up on the day that makes all the right noises. If you don't turn up, nobody will say, they've won the title X number of times, they've done this X, so nobody cares. What was your last result? That's the most important thing. That's what everybody wants to know. And that's why I said, for me, a team, when you guys were talking about Remo Stars, I was just looking. Remo Stars played in the continent last time. They were not because of naivety.
In the CAF Confederations Cup, yeah.
I hope they have learned their lessons. They will do better now. But Femi, I still don't see any of the representatives doing well in Africa.
Absolutely agree.
I'm talking even about Ghana, Medeama, Aduana Stars, all of them. I don't see them going far. That's me being very, very practical. Eyimba, as battle tested as they are, this is not the Eyimba you used to know, Femi. There's a fact. Remo Stars, I don't see that. Rivers United, Rivers United, they have the financial watchers to do this, because you need a lot of money too. And that's where we have to credit Remo Stars. I also agree with what James said, because they have a template that others should emulate that is working for them. They are not the biggest spenders, but they are showing that they know football business. They know football business. You will never hear that Stars players go on strike. No, you won't hear that. You will not hear that they have not been paid. Femi, you also need to look at their media unit. Oladimeji Oshode is doing a fantastic job. He's doing a fantastic job. You need to see them the way they relate with people and everything, with their fans and everything. So for me, this is the template, the future for private ownership of football clubs in Nigeria. We should encourage them. But then, Femi, I'm not holding up out any hope that they're going to do anything on the continent. This is not trying to bring them down. I'm just trying to face reality. In good time, we get used to whatever will eventually come up. So we need teams. We need to restructure. If we do not restructure, we see the Northern African teams, they are not doing Ojoro that they are winning the CAF Cup and CAF everything. They have, that's why they are winning. You can't just couple together 11 players and we expect them to go and win in Africa. It's not going to happen.
Okay. James, a new title winner in Ghana in the name of Medeama. But like how they have said about art, they will have relegated if King Faisal, either King Faisal or Tamale City had won their title. But let's look at Medeama winning the title. I think it's something commendable. Like I said, I'd wanted Aduana to win, but since they faltered, at least we've got a new winner in the Ghana, a bit power Premier League in Ghana.
Yes, Femi. I think that's the beauty of football. When the underdog, they always have this thing about them that everybody will always want to support them. We were following Aduana since, because we thought, okay, they are the team that will win the league. will stop the dominance of Hearts of Oak and the Ashanti Kotoko. We didn't know that Medeama was just locking behind, waiting to pounce, which they eventually did, and they emerged champions. So good one for the two teams. At least there's a change in the league, in the Ghanaian Premier League. I think it goes to show that there are other teams who are coming up who have shown that they can compete. It's not all the time that you hear of Hearts of Oak, Ashanti Kotoko. I mean, it makes the league boring. It goes to show that there are other teams too with quality players, good advertisement for Ghanaian league. And for Hearts of Oak, I mean, it sums up their season. When the season kicked off, remember, I think it was one of the officials who had his tires deflated by the fans. So a lot of things have happened.
Yeah.
But it just summed everything up. So it's a good one that they didn't relegate. I mean, they have another opportunity. We also what Bayern Munich did, despite the fact that they won the league, they fired some top officials because they know that standard. Yeah. So I think House of Oak, they have a lot of things to do. A lot of things. This is a good chance for them now to sit back, look at the season, have a review. If it means some people have to lose their job, I mean, some people just have to take a walk because House of Oak is one of the biggest teams in Africa, whether I like it or not. So for this such a team to go through this, I mean, it goes to show that a lot of things really went bad for them this season. Good thing that they escaped another opportunity for them to put things right. Well, like I said, congratulations to Medeama. They took advantage of the slip-off of the big teams. And unfortunately, Adwana, that we've been supporting all the way, unfortunately, they will only settle for a continental ticket. Good one for them.
Which is also not very bad. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, going to the continent, fine. Just I agree with Kayode. I'm not expecting anything from them. They will get battered. That one is sure. I watched the
I joined the bandwagon.
I watched Al Ali and Wydad Casablanca. Yes, I don't think the Nigerian representatives or even what is it called, the Ghanaian representatives, I don't see them doing anything against this. These teams are far, far, far ahead. When anybody did it, there was a lot of money. A lot of money was pumped into that team. They had to get the best players in that team. That's why they had lots of Yama, Muri Ogumbi, Sheyi Ogunsoya, Obina Waniri, all those quality guys. Yeah. Exactly. Jotex Frimpong too, Black Star, yeah. So that's the only way you can compete on the continent. You have to be financially buoyant, have the quality players, and know how to play the politics. That's the main thing. So I hope these teams know what this, because your talent alone will not win you the CAF Champions League. A lot of things will be put into place. So them going into the continent is just to get the experience, and maybe from there they will build on from this.
Okay, thank you very much. Kayode, on the funny side now, as we round up, not only Adwana are celebrating their title, not only their fans, but prostitutes in Takwa, they've declared free sex for Medeama players. Kayode, I think that is going to complement, it's going to relieve a lot of stress that these players have taken up all through the season. Kayode.
Yeah, I mean that's the beauty of when you have small town clubs doing great things. So the victory is owned by everybody. The whole town sees it as their victory. When stuff like that happen, it is not about the club alone. It's about everybody who sees this as their victory. So possibly some of the women that you talk about, some of them are fans of the club. Some of them have customers. They have clients that are fans of the club. So that's their own way of giving back. That's their own way of giving back to show appreciation to what the guys have done. Hopefully, the players will not be involved. I don't want that for the players, but the fans are free.
No, they said the players, just the players.
Just the players.
As many as you want it, yes.
No, I don't.
It's a matter of choice.
I don't want the players. No. I don't want the players to be there involved. I want them in tip-top. It also brings up
the season has ended already. Why? The season has ended already.
The question of how many of these players will remain at Medeama at the start of next season. We saw what Kotoko did last season. How many of those players remained Even the coach left and everything. So see, so part of the problems we just talked about is also about continuity. When you go out and buy 15 players, it will take you a minimum of like 20, 25 games before you see that they are gelling together as a team. And by then, the league is won or lost already.
Okay.
So for me, I think going out, you look at where you need players, 1 or 2 players you bring to fortify the team, not to just remove everybody and bring in a fresh set of players. That goes for the Nigerian representatives too. How many of them are able to keep the bulk of their players together and go on to do good things?
I think James didn't agree with you, Kyle, on the fact that the players should not take this free offer. James, what do you think?
Femi, sorry, James, before you say anything, see my hands. If James is willing to go and train them, please let me also we are going to send you guys to Ghana to go and enjoy it 1 week. Then you come back and tell us first-hand experience.
No, I'm an Eduardo fan. James is Medeama. I'm an Eduardo fan.
Oh,
so
okay.
James can go and tell us the experience.
So that means me as a real fan, I am not included. Thank you for that.
Okay,
No,
James, what do you think? Okay.
It's just a matter of choice. It's about these are adults. So if they
whoever wants it should take it, right?
If they accept the offer and the
African players have shown that they do not have that regard, that focus, that intensity to look away when they see things like this. I have been with teams that they go on assignment. The way they gamble for women, you would think they have been in jail for 6 years. Yeah.
And you did like James was still talking. He was still talking.
I'm telling you that it's free to do
it. That's why I said it's a matter of choice. It's a matter they've won the league, so whatever they
Thank you, James. Thank you. Whatever. Thank you for the next 1 or 2 months.
Oh my God. You guys come here next season and blame the players for not performing. Don't come here and blame them.
For just they have almost 2 months. No free. Just enjoy yourself.
No problem.
Let's talk about Chris Hughton. He's been faced with questions for failing to include any local player in his final 25-man list for the Madagascar game. I meant to say, though he has called up Beckham United striker Afis Konkoni, but before then he's been saying that he's been trying to find the right balance in his team. But if you ask me, I think it is just English. Maybe Hughton should have come out to say that he didn't see the quality he wanted. Very quickly, I'll quote some of the things he said. He said, at this moment, we are trying to find the right balance to keep balance of keeping the consistency of what we've had. We, of course, have a lot of players playing in Europe, and there are a lot of players in Europe who haven't played. So it's just for me to try to get this balance. Coyote, I think this English is just trying to confuse us. I think he should have come out to say that maybe he's still trying to find the quality that he wants in the Ghana Premier League.
Let me ask you a question. Which would you prefer? That if it's a team made up of home-based and foreign-based players, or if it's a team that is capable of winning things, whether they are home-based or foreign-based?
The latter, of course.
Yeah. Femi, as long as they are Ghanaians, wherever they play, let them play. You see, I know some people will say, okay, it will emasculate the local league. No. If the local league is not of standard, it not be also on the organizers to make sure that the league become what will produce players. In the past, we've seen this same league produce players for the Black Stars. The same.
No, you know, it's been seen in a lot of local league games. You know, like when we found the likes of Daniel Free, you know, in the Black Stars.
Femi, if he was not going to local games, you guys would criticize him. Now he has gone to those games and he said he has not seen the quality he wants. So let him bring the quality from wherever they are, even if they're in Iceland or wherever they are. Let him bring the quality. The most important thing is there is a game to be played, there's a game to be won, and as long as these players are Ghanaians, they have Ghanaian blood flowing in their veins. Let them come and do it. When the players are of age in the domestic league, then they can always come and join the national team. I don't want us to put ourselves down with this politics of players local or players foreign.
Okay, but of course he has handed the late call up to Beckham United striker Afis Konkoni. Guys, let's talk about the CAF Champions League as we round up now. Of course, we saw Alali picking their 11th title, the Red Devils. Of course, they share the same nickname as Coyote's Manchester United. Yesterday, I think Coyote has nailed it because the quality between these two teams wider than Alali. No team in this sub-Saharan Africa can even go close. No team. James, quickly, let's talk about that, about the quality we saw in that final yesterday, in the second leg of that final.
Yeah, top quality football game. I wasn't surprised. I expected that Al Ali came with the experience. Despite going behind in the first half, they were able to bounce back, got the equalizer from a corner kick, and they were able to hold on to the lead, and they cleaned their 11th title. I mean, they've shown that they have the experience, they know how to go about the business when it comes to the CAF Champions League. They lost to this same what they had in the last season. And they were able to avenge the defeat, and they are now champions again, and they're going to represent Africa at the CAF at the FIFA Club World Cup. Close to them, and I hope that the other teams, especially from Nigeria and Ghana, they are watching. They are looking at all these teams. Not that you keep complaining that this team keep winning the CAF Champions League. These teams have invested a lot, and they've pumped a lot of money with quality coaches, quality players. And until we start doing things like them, we'll continue to play, if not even second field, we'll continue to play fourth field to this North African dominance.
So much lessons for our clubs in Africa, particularly in Nigeria and Ghana, to learn from this team. But it's going to be another topic for another day. Guys, thank you for coming on the show. For your incisive analysis, I appreciate it so much.
It's always a pleasure for me. See you next time.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm happy to be on this edition. See you next time in another edition.
Okay, to our fans around the world, we appreciate you so much for your support for Nigeria Superfans Forum. Please, we want you to get into the conversation. Let's know what you think about the issues we've discussed on the show, particularly the issue of prostitutes in Tekwa declaring free sex for Medeama players. They said no, but James is saying whoever wishes. So let's know what you think. At least they are celebrating right now. Anything is allowed, anything is possible. We'll see you all later in the week. Bye for now.